Hi everyone, my name is Casey and welcome back to my channel. Here on my channel we talk about personal growth, lifestyle, and personal finance. Today we're going to talk about why I go to therapy and why you should too. So if you're interested in that, just keep watching. If you follow me on social media in both 2020 and 2019, you've probably noticed that I share a lot about my mental health struggles. And a lot of times I would just post about what I was feeling for myself just so that I could get it out. And I was always really surprised about how many of my friends were either going through similar things or felt similarly, but just, were scared to share it with others. And I always got a lot of positive feedback when I did that. So that really helped me notice that we're all going through really hard stuff, and we've gotten into this culture where we, put on a brave face and we only show the world, the best parts of our lives, our highlight reel on Instagram and on other social media sites, and how it's really doing us a disservice because we end up being, around a bunch of people all the time, theoretically, on social media and seeing them a lot, but not really ever connecting with them or knowing truly how they feel or how they're doing in their lives. So it got me thinking that if other people are also experiencing these things, that maybe we should, one, talk about them more, and two, be more open about talking about our own struggles in the hopes that it could possibly help others or just be an outlet for yourself. So today I'm going to share why I go to therapy and why I believe that you should too. So I started going to therapy in July of 2019, and I still go every single week. I know that I'm super fortunate and super privileged to have this opportunity to be able to see a therapist and afford to see a therapist on a weekly basis, and I know that a lot of people don't, so I don't take that lightly. But I'm very blessed and grateful that I get the chance to meet with my therapist every Thursday at 6. And the relationship that I have with her has really changed honestly everything in my life. It has allowed me to really get a better understanding of myself and the healthy or unhealthy ways that I thought or was just moving around in the world. She's really helped me be able to, reflect internally, figure out what I truly want to do in life, or, how things are or are not serving me, and learn how to pivot and shift and course correct when I'm in those moments in life. So the first reason why I go to therapy and why I suggest that you do too is that they're an unbiased party that can share a new perspective on you and your life. A lot of times we don't recognize how everyone in our lives are biased to a certain extent. Because of their relationship to you, most likely they are trying to, please you or not make you upset, or generally on a mild level, just trying to say what you want to hear. And that's not, a knock on the people in your life. It's just kind of how things are. That's how relationships work. You are around people that you like because, they affirm you and they make you feel good and you feel good around them. And that tends to show up in not always being super honest with people or just being too close to the situation to really provide the perspective that they might need. So one thing I love about my therapist is that she is in a different, stage of life. She has different friends, different experiences, and a lot of times she can look at the things that I'm going through and give me as unbiased of an opinion as possible. I mean, honestly, we're all humans. We all are going to have some bias, but because she doesn't know me outside of therapy, she's really able to, give me some insight or point out things that I might not be seeing, or just really give me another perspective on what's going on in my life. And that's truly, truly invaluable when you're going through things, because if you've ever seen the movie Soul Surfer, there's a part in the movie where Carrie Underwood, who's her youth pastor, tells her that sometimes we are too close to situations to get perspective in them, and we really need to kind of step out and get a wider lens view on things that are happening in order for us to truly understand what's going on and what's the larger plan at play. And I really believe that therapy helps you do that. Number 2, they assist you in challenging your unhealthy values, beliefs, and thoughts. So this is probably the thing that's the most important to me, is that I realized that during my childhood, I learned a lot of coping mechanisms, or I developed a lot of core beliefs or values that were opposite to how I intrinsically feel or operate in the world. And that's no, fault in anyone else, but it's just kind of like how I learned to navigate the world. And a lot of times now when I operate out of those unhealthy coping mechanisms or values or beliefs, it ends up hurting me in the long run because I'm operating inauthentically to myself. So being able to notice those unhealthy coping mechanisms, core beliefs, and values, and trying to switch them or challenge them really helps me to operate more from my authentic self and make decisions and, you know, just move in the world in a more authentic space myself, rather than me trying to figure out a way that I can fit better into the world, even if it's not, you know, serving me. And number 3, they aid in healing your past traumas and help you to learn how to move past them. Really, all 3 of these are really important, but this has been super important to me because I've had a pretty good life. You know, I haven't had any abuse or neglect or anything that would be super traumatic on a larger scale. But just because you haven't been through something that's, you know, super traumatic, like, you know, a sudden death or a car accident or something that would really be traumatic to the world's standards, doesn't mean that you haven't experienced smaller traumas in your life. So maybe some neglect, or maybe you were just going through some hard times and you didn't know how to navigate them, and they left a lasting impact on how you operate moving forward. And since I didn't have any of those large traumatic events, I would often look back at my life and be like, why am I struggling so much? Like, why am I finding this to be so difficult? I haven't been through anything that's like, I haven't had any big reasons why I should be struggling this much. And my therapist really helped me notice that you don't have to have, you know, big life-altering events that can be traumatic to you. Small things can be traumatic to you as well. By pinpointing those small traumas, you're then able to kind of notice how those traumas might have led you to develop unhealthy coping mechanisms that maybe aren't serving you anymore. And then through your work in therapy, you can work on changing those coping mechanisms or tweaking things and learn new ones that help you productively move forward and get where you want to in life. So those are the 3 reasons why I go to therapy, and why I also recommend that you go to therapy as well. Let me know down in the comments below how you're feeling currently. I know COVID has really thrown a lot of us off kilter and really interrupted the way that we normally live our lives. So let me know down in the comments below how you're feeling. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Before you leave, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
It's not for me to say you love